Yesterday, I played Open Regional Qualifying for the Open Championship. In this video, I'm going to go through shot by shot what happened during my round. I was actually wearing a mic as well, so you will also be able to hear all of the conversations and the processes that me and my caddy were going through during the round. So sit back, relax. I would say get a cup of tea, but actually it's 35 degrees outside, so I don't know, maybe get like a cold drink or an ice water or something like that. But sit back, relax. Hopefully it's an enjoyable video for you guys. The venue that I was allocated was Minchinhampton Golf Club. I was teeing off at 11:25. Minchinhampton was kind of about an hour and 20 minutes away from my house, so I could stay at home, which is always kind of a positive. I have actually played it before, albeit a very long time ago, but I had played the golf course before. Wasn't really feeling the most confident. Haven't really been playing the best golf at the moment. But again, it's one of those things. Being a one-round qualifier, not a four-round tournament, you don't have to put 4 rounds of really solid golf together. The game and my technique probably wasn't in the best place, but I was still optimistic to kind of see what we could do on the day. We kind of ran through our warm-up. I was hitting it okay. I wasn't kind of hitting it crazy good or crazy bad. It was just pretty standard warm-up. Right, okay, so 11:25, it was go time. Eight iron? I mean, then again, there's a lot of wind out there, but yeah, I think 8's good. Sticky uppy tree. Okay, just like the sticky uppy tree just is like just left of it, right? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, cool. Can't be too bad, right? I think 50. I think like 54 is just like, I was maybe even thinking wedge, honestly, but I think 50's fine and just like run it. It's going to be moving slightly right, isn't it? There's like a, yeah, like the little bit like 15 foot short of it is just going to shift it right. Oh, I didn't move. Sit. I managed to birdie the first. I didn't really feel like I kind of hit very many good shots on the first hole. It's kind of just like a straightaway par 5. But yeah, anyway, 1 under through 1. $147. Oh, I feel like it's cross. It will be hurting slightly, but I mean it's definitely not enough to change club or anything like that. It's like 147. I just think it's a good solid one, and to be honest, like I'm gonna have cover on that trap anyway, so yeah. I don't think we need to worry about past it with this, honestly. It might come out a little bit spinny because of the way it's lying, but I think we're sound. It's 147 flag, yeah? Right. Yeah, I think it's mostly the wind's just out the right, it's not hurting. Come on, wind, shift it. Little. That's so close to being like, that's exactly what I was aiming at. I think maybe a little short, but. Yeah, I'll tap it, mate. Managed to hit quite a nice shot into the second. I had like 15 feet. It was one of those putts that was kind of like up and over a ridge whilst being a little bit right to left. I kind of just misread the first half of the putt. Once the ball's gone offline, it's not going to find its way back on, so you kind of know you've missed it quite early on in the putt. Not the worst start, 1 under through 2. tree trouble, really. Nah, I just go normal 7, mate. That's like, just try and hit it over the tree. Because it should jump out of that light with 7. I just got to trust that it's enough club, right? Ah, left trap. They just pitched over it and then come back. Pretty straightforward. Just lob her and just try and let it run. Though. What do you think? 54 might be better, but yeah, I think 54. You're just overthinking it. It's just pretty standard. The lie will do most of the work for me, I think. After a pretty average bunker shot that actually was quite straightforward, I left myself kind of like 6-7 feet down the hill, should have been left to right. It was one of those putts, everything was telling me that it was going to move from the left and it was going to be left to right. Felt like I did everything in my power to kind of hit a good putt. So you can't necessarily get frustrated at the ball not going in the hole. Level through 3, not the worst start, could be better, could be worse. Okay. So 95, we've got 80 front, yeah. 6? It's gonna jump. It's gotta jump. Yeah. And I think there's, say like 10% wind, so 95. So we're playing like a close to like a 205, 215 shot, which I think is probably pretty good out of this lie. I just think I can hit this club and I'm not gonna be scared of it jumping too far. Yeah? Okay. Ah! Move. It's okay. I think that's going to be pretty tricky, but at this point, we had just bogeyed the par 5, the 5th. Bit of a momentum killer, if I'm honest. Like, I played that par 5 absolutely horrendously. Hit a drive right, chipped out, had 195 yards to the flag, hit it pin high left, which wasn't the worst shot in the world, but I left myself a pretty stinky chip. Pretty much just straight up duffed the chip, and then had about a 20-footer for par, which, again, I read it pretty well, just hit the putt way too hard. Obviously, it's pretty bad bogeying a par 5 that you really should be birdieing most times, really. Nonetheless, we're still 1 over through 5. On the next hole, I had this putt for a par. Again, tee shot on the long rough, wedged out, chipped on. Fortunately, we actually rolled this one in, so I was feeling quite comfortable with the putter, but I think the problem was just getting to the green. Too many tee shots in the long rough and in the trees, and 1 over through 7, not the best start. If I turn it into it, yeah. What if you pitch on it? Okay. I just think if I aim at middle of the green and then slightly turn it, like I think it's plenty. Do you think that's good or? Yeah. Okay. Touch and go in it. Thank you. I mean, that was kind of a bonus, really. I actually hold a 30-footer for birdie to get us back to level par. Again, I was feeling good on the greens. I just needed to get to the greens. Right. You can have a look at it now if you want. Yeah, you do actually. What's the flag? 67 into it. A fair bit.
70 shot.
Huh?
70 shot. Not got a lot past it.
It could be even like a 72 3 shot, like a low 70 shot.
Got 7 past it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just like trying to hit like a low choppy cut with a 7-iron. Make sure the wind hits it type thing, because that's what I've got to do with this basically. Like the sticky uppy tree in the back. Yeah. On that, and then just trying to move it towards it. It's dying down a lot now though. Still think this is a better club. I just got to play it closer to the number. Unfortunately, after not a very good second shot, and again, a poor chip shot, left myself like a kind of 15-footer for par. Couldn't rely on the putter for this one. Made bogey, back to 1 over. Kind of treading water around like 1 over and level for the first 9 holes is kind of not really where I wanted to be. If I wanted to qualify, I had to kind of step it up for the back 9. There's like a mound just short, 6 short of it, so 140 minus 6, basically like, yeah, it's like a 35 number. Do you think it's helping a little, or mainly just out of the cross? Okay, just smooth one of these. Like a low 30 shot is probably quite good then. Right. Yeah. Stop fading. It's a very good job that hit the hole. That was another huge bonus on the greens again. Feeling pretty decent with the putter, but you know, you can't bank on making like 40 footers all the time. I needed to kind of hit the ball a little bit closer and give myself some chances. Considering everything that kind of had gone on in the round, I actually kind of wasn't really too annoyed with being level par through. I think it was 10 holes, because I'd been everywhere. I hadn't really seen the golf course for 11 holes, and yet I was still in with a pretty decent shout at this point. It's a terrible swing, but 57.
It's 40.
It's a long old breeze.
Yeah. 11 past it.
I've got 8, but to be honest, I'm hoping it jumps to get it there. Think? Well, but it is gusting, that's the thing, it could die. Go. Nice. Caddy's on another planet, mate. Out's good for me, mate. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Felt like I hit a really nice putt. Pace was good. It was just a little bit of an overread. But again, it was just one of those things. The approach shot wasn't quite close enough to give myself a proper chance. It was always an outside look. Same story on the par 3. It's not a bad tee shot. It's not really in any trouble, but I'm not really giving myself any chances. Huge outside look. It was about 40 feet across the slope. Still level par at this point. Come to like a pretty straightaway par 4. If you can get your drive away, you've got kind of like a short wedge in, so there is a chance to make birdie. Unfortunately, my right foot has disappeared from underneath me. I've nearly fallen over. Somehow actually made pretty good contact with that drive, but it ended up under a tree. Wedged it out to kind of like just on the front edge of the green. Had this putt for par. Unfortunately, it just slid by. So it's a bogey. I feel a little bit hard done by. Foot slip on the tee, but again, it's nobody's fault but my own. It's just one of those things. Another putt kind of sliding by. Again, it's not really a chance. I'm like 25, 30 feet away. Felt like I gave it a really good effort, and actually I thought it was tracking. I actually did think I'd hold it, but it's 25, 30 feet. You're not going to hold those putts all the time, and if you want to make birdies, you've got to hit the ball closer. So yeah, then I got to 14, I think it was. Made bogey on the par 3. Another bad iron shot. Hit a nice par putt. Couldn't quite make it. That put me 2 over with about 4 holes to play. I knew that kind of 2, 3 under was going to qualify, so I had to chase it a little bit. I hit driver on 15, I think it was. Necky strike, high and right, which was the shot that I'm kind of struggling with a little bit at the moment. Managed to find it somehow, but the ball was lying on like just behind a rock, and if I'd moved the rock, the ball would have moved, so I couldn't do that. I was trying to kind of wedge it back out into play. Unfortunately, the ball hit the rock, went sideways into the long stuff. Had a putt for bogey. I'm not quite sure how that putt missed. Burnt another edge for bogey, but again, that was double, and I was 4 over with 3 holes to go. So that kind of killed all of my chances of qualifying. To make it even worse, on the next hole, this is where I ended up, right next to the base of a tree. Yeah, it is slightly unlucky that the ball finished right next to a tree, but I'm the idiot that's hit it there, and there's quite a lot of room out to the right on that hole, so I've only really got myself to blame. Actually, funnily enough, we did manage to chip in for par. That was kind of just like a strange order of events, but never mind. So 4 over, 2 holes to go. It's just one of those. There were 2 par 5s, so we were kind of trying to make the most of whatever this round was at this point. I think qualifying was quite far gone, and to be honest, I just wanted to actually hit 2 good driver tee shots because I felt like I'd been all over the place a little bit. Managed to get that one away on 17, didn't quite make birdie, but drive was so much better than all of the other ones that I'd hit during the round, so I guess there was that. Good tee shot down 18. I think I had 8 iron in from about 180, slightly downwind to the last par 5. Hit quite a nice shot. It ended up coming up a little bit short and landed quite soft into the upslope. And then I ended up having about 25, 30 feet for eagle. This to get back to 2 over. It would have been a nice way to finish the round. Obviously, it wouldn't really have made any difference whatsoever. I wasn't going to qualify either way at this point, but it just would have been nice to cap off a round with an eagle. But unfortunately, we burnt the edge again. Yeah, finishing with a birdie, so I finished 3 over for the tournament in the end. You know, I'm going to be honest, you can see in the round of golf, I'm a little bit all over the place. Like, my game is not really where I want it to be. Obviously, shooting 3 over par, I'm not particularly happy with it at all. And I think, actually, 3 over par was probably quite generous. I felt like I actually hit the ball pretty much everywhere during the round. I think it leaves a lot to be desired. I think there's a lot of work that I've got to put in over the next kind of few weeks and definitely even months to kind of get myself back to where I need to be. In terms of enjoying myself on the golf course, when you're playing golf like that, it's obviously it's hard to have a good time because you're all over the place and everything is just a constant battle, which is kind of what it felt like. At the end of the day, that's golf, and it's a tough old game, but we're going to keep plugging away. And I think more than anything, actually videoing this round and seeing exactly what I do on the golf course is quite helpful to me because I can look back at it and actually I can kind of see what is wrong, and I have direct evidence how my technique actually breaks down during a tournament, because there are times where my technique looks pretty good on the range and then I take it onto the golf course and things change when you kind of add pressure or things like that. So yeah, I think I've definitely got a few things to look at. Like I said, it's golf, it's a grind, it's going to be one of those things, but we'll keep plugging away. If you have made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I have quite a few videos actually coming out in the next couple of days. So yeah, stay tuned. We've actually got a vlog coming out of this week because this week has been actually quite busy. We've had quite a few things that we've been doing on the golf course and off the golf course as well. So stay tuned for the next couple of videos. I think they should be quite good fun. I've definitely had a good time editing them and making them anyways. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.